In a city of millions, some stories can get lost in the noise, but every now and then a story emerges that's so sudden and mystifying it cuts through everything. This isn't a cold case from decades ago. As of early January 2026, the search for a beloved Chicago teacher named Linda Brown is happening right now. It's a case that hinges on a few grainy seconds of video, a silent recording that captures the moment she stepped out of her life and into the great unknown. And it all begins with her final lonely walk in the dead of night. To understand the void Linda Brown left, you have to understand the life she lived. Linda wasn't just another face in the crowd. She was a 53-year-old special education teacher at Robert Healy Elementary School, a job that takes a rare kind of patience and dedication. For her students and colleagues, she was a pillar of the school community. The school's principal, Aaron Camradit, later sent a letter to families preparing them for the many emotions, questions, and concerns her absence would cause. Linda had been married to her husband, Antoine, for 11 years, and they lived a quiet life in Chicago's Bronzeville neighborhood. He described his wife as outgoing, smart, and funny, a wonderful person. Their life was built on routine and the night of Friday. January 2nd, 2026 was no different. They watched a movie just like any other Friday. It was a night that seemed completely ordinary, giving no hint of the nightmare to come. As Antoine later recalled, everything was fine when they went to bed, but the next morning the life they knew was gone. The timeline of Linda Brown's disappearance is both precise and frustratingly incomplete. It starts on Friday, January 2nd, after she and her husband watched the movie. Antoine remembers seeing his wife in bed around midnight. He woke up the next morning, Saturday, January 3rd, around 8:30 a.m. The house was quiet. Linda was gone. At first, there wasn't panic, just a logical assumption. Linda had a standing acupuncture appointment every Saturday in Wicker Park, a routine she almost never missed. Her husband figured she just left early for her appointment, but as the morning went on, a sense of unease started to creep in. Linda never arrived at her appointment. By early afternoon, with no calls or texts, that unease turned to real fear. Her family started calling her phone, but got no answer. They called hospitals trying to retrace her steps, searching for any sign of her. But there was nothing. Linda Brown, a woman of routine, had simply vanished. For 4 agonizing days, Linda's family and the police had almost nothing to go on. Her car, a blue Honda Civic, was also missing. Then on Wednesday, January 7th, the first major break in the case came when Chicago police located the Honda. It was parked at an undamaged near South Lake Park Avenue and East 35th Street. The discovery was a double-edged sword. It was a tangible link to Linda, but it also opened up a flood of terrifying new questions. Why was her car there, and where was she? A fragment of an answer came from a nearby surveillance camera. Family members reported that police had found a video capturing Linda's car arriving at that spot around 3 a.m. on Saturday morning, just hours after her husband last saw her. The footage shows Linda getting out of the car alone, and she then begins to walk with apparent purpose towards a pedestrian bridge that leads out to the dark, frozen expanse of the lakefront. The camera recorded her walking towards the bridge, and then she was gone. She never came back to her car. The single chilling piece of footage is the last known trace of Linda Brown. A silent movie of the moment a woman walked out of the frame and into a complete mystery. The mystery of what happened to Linda Brown is deepening, and the most crucial information could be held by someone who doesn't even realize it yet. If you find these kind of unresolved cases as compelling as I do, consider subscribing to the channel. We're dedicated to shedding light on stories that need to be told. Now, let's get back to the desperate search for Linda. With the discovery of her car in the video, the search for Linda zeroed in on the lakefront. Her family described a massive police effort, with law enforcement reportedly using canine units to trace her scent, as well as drones and dive teams to search the icy January waters of Lake Michigan. The search was concentrated around 31st Street Beach and Burnham Park, especially the 35th Street pedestrian bridge where she was last seen. As the official search ramped up, another crucial piece of context emerged that painted a fuller picture of Linda's state of mind. Her husband, Antoine, shared that Linda had recently taken a leave of absence from her teaching job to get treatment for her mental health. He spoke of her struggles with anxiety and panic attacks, which he said had gotten worse as her scheduled return to work that Monday approached. This information added a painful new layer to the 3 a.m. footage. Police have stated that Linda may be in need of immediate medical attention if found, a sober reminder of her vulnerability. While investigators focused on the lakefront, a potential lead emerged from a different part of the city. A woman reported that she may have seen someone matching Linda's description inside a building in the 4800 block of South Drexel Boulevard on Wednesday, the same day her car was found. It's a fragile thread of hope, another puzzle piece for detectives to try and fit into this bewildering case. In the absence of answers, speculation inevitably rushes in. The internet has been filled with theories, with some people even pointing fingers at her husband, a painful reality in modern true crime cases. It is critical to state, however, that authorities have not named Antoine Brown as a suspect. Based on the known evidence, a few primary through devastatingly different possibilities have emerged. The first, and perhaps most prominent given her mental health struggles and where her car was found, is the heartbreaking theory that Linda may have gone to the lake to harm herself. The pressure of returning to work, combined with her history of anxiety, could have become overwhelming. The second possibility is foul play. Did she arrange to meet someone in the middle of the night? Or was she the victim of a random tragic encounter? She appeared to be alone in the video, but what happened after she walked out of the camera view is a total mystery. A third, more helpful theory hinges on the potential sighting on Drexel Boulevard. Is it possible that Linda is alive, but disoriented and in need of help? She left with her purse and phone, which suggests her disappearance may not have been planned as a final act. Perhaps she is lost somewhere in the city she called home. There are the questions that haunt her family and investigators. On Friday, January 9th, her loved ones organized their own search, refusing to just wait. Friends, family, and volunteers gathered to comb the lakefront, holding on to hope that they would be the ones to find her. As of today, Linda Brown is still missing. What happened on that pedestrian bridge at 3 a.m. on January 3rd remains a profound mystery. A dedicated teacher and a loving wife walked into the cold Chicago night and has not been seen since. Her family is living in a state of suspended agony, caught between hope and despair. I am terrified, her husband Antoine told reporters. I am just shaking. I need my wife home. The search is not over. This is an active missing persons case. Linda Brown is described as 5'7" and 130 pounds, with brown eyes, brown hair, and a fair complexion. When she was last seen on that grainy video, she was wearing a black winter hat, a black coat, black pants, and a black rubber snow boots. The Chicago Police Department is asking for the public's help. If you have any information, no matter how small it may seem, please contact the Area 1 Special Victims Unit detectives at 312-747-8380. Someone, somewhere might have seen something. Someone might hold the key to bringing Linda home to her family and students who are waiting with hope against hope for her return. Please share this story. Keep your eyes open and help bring Linda home.